Hey Magic friends, we're back again. As promised, this video is the Commander League section for Dominaria. Man, so many cards have come out. Sweet Mother of God. So, if you're watching this one's the Commander section. Check out my other video that went up today. It's for the base set. You'll like it. Lots of good stuff in there. And don't forget to subscribe, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So, let's get on it. So first off, we have the Lady of Ortaria. I'm probably butchering these names. Sorry, guys. Uh, red, green, and 3 legendary creature avatar. You may tap 3 untapped dwarves you control rather than pay the spell's cost. That's very interesting. Um, it says at the beginning of each end step, if a land you control was put into your graveyard from the battlefield this turn, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put any number of dwarf cards from among them into your hand and the rest on the bottom library in random order. And it's a 5/5 for 5. This seems like a really good commander card. I mean, probably not a commander. I mean, it could be, but probably definitely part of a 99 because it seems pretty powerful. Next, we have Tobias, Conqueror of Bad Luck. Interesting. White, blue, and 2 for a 3/2. Human Soldier, legendary, has flash. When Tobias dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token for each non-token creature you controlled that died this turn. So this card says, play me the turn before you wrath, white guy. Yeah, this is going to be a great common in a deck with lots of wraths and so forth, so that you can actually do a board wipe and still have creatures left. So, pretty neat. I like it. Next, we have Rasputin, the Onirmancer. It's Rasputin. Anyway, blue, white, and 1 for 4/1. Very interesting human wizard. When he enters the battlefield, put a dream counter on it for each opponent you have. Each opponent creates a 1/1 red goblin creature token. Tap it. Remove one or more dream counters from Rasputin to add that much colorless. That's a very interesting mana creature. Tap it. Remove a dream counter from Rasputin. Create a 2/2 white knight creature token with protection from red. Again, very interesting. Not often you get a card like this. If you're playing against 3 creatures and you get three dream counters on it, you can tap for 3 colorless. That's amazing ramp for white blue. Although I don't think it's really going to be used for that all that much. I think the White Knight spitting out will probably be the best, but seems like a pretty good rare. Definitely gonna probably not be a commander, but definitely will be in the deck. We have Zuram, the Golden Wind, and that thing's a griffin, I guess. Anyway, white and 3 for a 3/4 for a flyer. Whenever a griffin you control deals combat damage to a player, create a 2/2 white griffin creature token with flying. So this thing just multiplies like rabbits. This should be a rabbit griffin. This is going to be a sweet card for commander. A lot of people are going to play this thing. This might even see limited play just for the fact that it could be such a threat. Because for 1 more mana, it's a Monastery Swiftspear that just makes more guys without spells. But anyway, probably won't happen, but it'd be kind of neat if it did. Moving on. We have Shannon Sleeper's Scourge. So Mardu colors here: black, white, red, and 1 for 2/4 with menace. Human Knight Mythic. Other legendary creatures you control have menace. Not bad. Whenever you play a legendary land or cast a legendary spell, you draw a card, lose a life. Oh, wow, is that something? This is definitely going to be a commander for some deck. Because if you have nothing but a legendary deck, you could just burn through that thing. Oh my god. Plus all the legendary lands. I mean, who doesn't want to lay a land and draw a card? Good lord. I mean, think about this. I mean, I know these 2 colors aren't in there, but there's plenty of 5 color decks floating around right now. Play your Uro the Titan, and it's a legendary creature, so it comes into play. You draw a card, lose a life, then draw from Uro. It lets you lay an extra land, so you lay your land, you draw a card, lose a life. Like, it's just, my god, it's disgusting. This is going to be a very, very sought after card, I think. Next we have Aisha, Tonka, Armor, blue, white, 3 for 2/4. Whenever it attacks, look top 4 cards of your library. You may put any number of artifact cards, mana value less than or equal to her power from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. And she can't be blocked if the defending player has 3 or more artifacts. Pretty good rare. Probably see some decks get built around it. Moving on. We have Tetsu, Imperial Champion. Red, black, and blue. Mythic 3/3. Whenever it attacks, if it's equipped, you can choose one of two things. Deals damage equal to the highest mana value among equipment attached to any target. So if it has something attached to it that costs 3, it does 3 damage to something, even the opponents. You may cast instant sorcery spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the highest mana value among equipment attached to him without paying its mana cost. Again, another great card to build around for equipment decks, and we'll probably see lots of play. Next we have Bladewing, Deathless Tyrant. Old dragon skeleton for them dragon decks. Red, black, and 5 for a 6/6 flying haster. When he deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker for each creature card in your graveyard, create a 2/2 black zombie knight creature token with menace. That is disgusting. These commander decks are so stacked, guys. Wow. Next we have Kadric, Soul Kindler. White, red, and 2 for a 4/3. Legend rule doesn't apply to tokens you control. Which means whenever another non-token legendary permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 colors. If you do, create a token as a copy of it. That token gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Boy, that seems pretty sweet. Wow, these commander cards are good. Gerard's Hourglass Pendant. Good old Gerard got a little something going on. Legendary artifact for 1. Has flash even. If a player would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. Oh, this thing's going to be huge. Just huge in Commander. This is going to see like legacy play and stuff. Because for 1 colorless, you can actually counter in any deck an extra turns deck. For 4 colorless and tapping it, the Hourglass Pendant returns. Exile the pendant, return to the battlefield tapped all artifact, creature, enchantment, and land cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. I don't think that's going to have a whole lot of stuff going on, but just the ability for 1 colorless to stop somebody from taking an extra turn, no matter where it is. Like, it's not even a counter a spell. If they put it in a time vault or an artifact spell, you literally can just, when they're like, activate this, you can be like, and Gerard's Hourglass. The hell you will. I like this. This looks like a really cool card, and I love the fact it says Gerard's on it. All right, Moria, Urborg Haunt. So black and 2 for a 3/2 with menace. Pretty good rate. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, return to the battlefield target creature card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. That seems disgusting. Yeah. There's all kinds of shenanigans going on with that. Zyra, the Golden Sting. I remember this from the old days. Oh my lord. Green, red, black, and 1 for a 3/3 insect. Assassin, flying haste. When the Golden Sting attacks, put an egg counter on another target creature without an egg counter on it. When that creature dies, if it has an egg counter on it, draw a card and create a 1/1 black insect creature token with flying. This thing is sweet. It's going to be so good. Next, we have the Reaver Cleaver. A red 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, has trample. Whenever this creature does combat damage to a planeswalker or player, create that many treasure tokens. Equips for 3 though, but that's still pretty good because you can cast it, you can equip it. I think it's probably going to see some play in Commander just because making treasure tokens. Plus it has trample, so you can always get through. It's okay. Next we have Verac, the Warped Singir. That is the ugliest vampire. Anyway, black, white, and 1 for a 2/2 flying Death Touch Lifelinker because there's not enough stuff on there. Let's add some more keywords. Anyway, whenever you activate an ability that isn't a mana ability, if life was paid to activate it, you may pay that much life again. If you do, copy the ability, choose new targets. Oh my god. This thing's going to be bonkers in Commander. Nothing like a good old, like laying this and then playing that green card. It takes green mana to activate it to get a card back. And yeah, just birthing pod. Anyway, yeah, bonkers. Next we have Peregrine Dynamo. So 3 colors for a 1/5 with haste. Haste. Anyway, for 1 colorless and tapping it, copy target activated or triggered ability you control from another legendary source that's not your commander. You may choose new targets for the copy. And you can't use mana sources. So you can't be tapping and untapping your mana vaults and stuff. But you can be tapping and untapping things like your, Chain Veil. Anyway. So yeah, not a bad card. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Alright, now we're into the 5-color decks, which is the 5-color commander deck. 1 of every color. Destroy each creature that isn't all colors. Because, you're playing 5 colors, so let's wrath everything but your stuff. Next is Flajari Wayfarer. Green and 2 for a 2/4. Not bad. It is all colors, so therefore you can't wrath it. The ability doesn't affect its color identity. Anyway, I won't go there. Multicolored spells you cast have Convoke. Oh, good God. Um, so you can basically convoke your stuff to cast your 5-color spells. This thing's disgusting. Thank God it's not printed in standard or something. This would just be absurd. Commander All-Star. All right. Also in the 5-color decks probably is Tristan, founder of Benalia, white, green, and 5 for a 7. So 7 for a 7/7. All right. When it enters the battlefield, reveal the top 7 cards of your library. Put any number of the creature and/or land cards from among them into your hand. The rest on the bottom of the library in random order. And when it dies, you get to create 7 1/1 white guys. Yeah, not broken at all. Draw cards, replaces itself with dudes. It's fine. It's fine. A body Calera, white green 1 for 1/3 with reach. Interesting. Untap all archers you control during each other player's untap step. Interesting. Whenever an archer you control deals damage to a creature, you may pay 2 colorless. If you do, draw a card. More interesting. I'm sure there's some archers out there that tap to deal damage. This thing is going to have tons of shenanigans. Commander All-Star. Next we have two-headed Hellkite. Oh my god. So one of every color plus 1 for a 5/5 flying miss haste. And whenever it attacks, you draw 2 cards. Slices, it dices, and makes julienne fries. Everything you need for your 5-color deck and your dragon deck. So why not make a 5-color dragon deck? Ugh, that just pains me to say it. Anyway, moving on. Next we have the Tiller Engine. 2 colorless for a 1/3. Whenever land enters the battlefield tapped under your control, you can choose one. You can untap it or tap target non-land permanent and opponent controls. This is going to be disgusting because it means all those lands that come into play tapped because of conditions can now come into play untapped. Ugh, that's a good rare. Anyway, next we have the Obsidian Obelisk. So 2 colorless for an artifact. Enters the battlefield tapped. Taps for a colorless. You can add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a multicolored spell. So this is going to be another high-priced rock. Because it's 2 mana, it makes more mana. And it can be tapped for colored mana for multicolored spells. This thing is going to be pricey and probably get reprinted just like the Signet. But anyway, moving on. Next we have Mana Cannons. A red and 2 enchantment. Whenever you cast a multicolor spell, Mana Cannons deals X damage to any target where X is the number of colors in that spell. And if you're playing a 5-color deck, that's always 5 damage. This thing's... ugh. Anyway, moving on. We have Orca Siege Demon, red, black, and 5 for a 5/5 with trample. Whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on it. When it dies, it deals damage equal to its power divided any way you choose among any number of targets. Oh god. So yeah, you can like beat somebody in the face and kill everything, and then when they kill it, you can still kill them because you get to use it to deal damage. It is 7 mana, but let's be honest, if you're playing this in Commander or some other deck, you're going to cheat this on the battlefield for like 2 or 3 mana. So, yeah, let's not go there. Anyway, moving on, we have Jensen Cawthorn, Druid Exile, white and green for a 2/2. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, scribe 1. If that spell was all colors, create a 4/4 flying, a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance. And you can tap this to get all 5 colors to cast your spells. This thing's going to be $20. That's all I got to say about that. Moving on. Primeval Spawn. 5 colors and 5, so for a whopping 10 mana, you can get a 10/10. If it enters the battlefield and it wasn't cast, or no mana was spent to cast it, you exile it instead. So you have to cast it. You can't cheat this into play. Probably because it has Vigilance, Trample, and Lifelink, because that's not enough keywords you want to put together. It also has, when it leaves the battlefield, exile top 10 cards of your library. You may cast any number of spells with total mana value 10 or less from among them without paying their mana cost. Oh, so having to exile it's not a drawback. It's just if you want to put it in your graveyard and then sneak it out so you can, mill through the top 10 cards of your deck and play whatever you want for free, that's okay. Ugh, this just got even worse. This thing's going to be huge. Oh my god, 5-color decks everywhere. Unite the Coalition, here we go. So all 5 colors is the Coalition, as you know, so it's 5 colors and 2 for an instant. You get to choose 5 things. You choose all of them more than once if you want, like target permanent phases out. Target player draws a card. Exile target player's graveyard. Unite the Coalition deals 2 damage to any target. or destroy target artifact or enchantment. So you can do all those once or in any combination thereof. Like, spend 7 mana to do 10 damage, just one thing, like your opponent. Or wipe out all their artifacts and enchantments, or draw 5 cards. This is a bit much. Anyway, moving right along. Oh, look at that. That broken thing is the end of the commander cards. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I must say, these look like some of the most promising commander decks I've seen in a long time to have instant value and even get better with time. Yeah, this is just going to be some wild times. So, as always, guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, comments down below feeds the YouTube algorithm. Hit that notification bell while you're at it. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so help a brother out. And if you've done everything you can to subscribe and support, I appreciate it and thank you. If you've already subscribed, you still want to help out with the box opening videos and help support the channel, links in the description to the eBay store to buy cards, the Patreon for subscriptions, and the email is in there as well if you just want to reach out and say, hey. So until next time, be kind, and as always, I hope to see you across from the game table. Hopefully not playing a 5-color Coalition Commander deck. Oh, God.